Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome back to Friendship Shaving. It's good to be here. Tonight I'm going to be shaving with the Karve Shaving Company Christopher Bradley razor. It is a brass construction, which is unusual, and I'm going to be using that with my Persona Med Prep blade, and it'll be its fourth use. I'm going to use my rubber set, as you can see. Just pop that in a drop of water, and tonight I'm going to be using my silver medal placed soap, my second favourite. And it is a Wickham's soap, part of their 1912 range, and it is the Club Cola. There we are, hope you're well. Let's get this soap lathered up. Now, I love this soap. I don't quite know how, but they somehow manage to make this soap smell fizzy, and I think it is quite wonderful. It has top notes of bergamot and neroli, heart notes of vanilla, and base notes of caramel. So it is not a complicated soap by some of their other standards perhaps, but I love this one. So there we are, I've got my brush loaded up, ready. Now I'll show you the razor, and then I'll put the blade in and we can get going. So this is the razor. You can see it's got those indentations on the head and the guard. And do you know, when I first saw this, I wasn't sure about the finish because it's made of brass. I know that brass is going to tarnish and darken, and I just wasn't sure about it, but when you hold it in your hand, it really is quite a nice looking razor. It's not a favourite. I would prefer something shiny, that's my preference, but nevertheless it looks quite nice, I must say. So I'm going to take the handle off and show you the guard and the cap. You can see that the posts fit very well. Those posts are quite long on the inside of the cap, they fit very nicely. The blade pops on quite easily, as you would expect. Now the two plates I've got are a B and a D plate. And I'm going to interchange them just for a bit of fun. Now, I used this the other day and I had an absolutely amazing shave. It was phenomenal, I have to tell you. So there we are, that's the razor. It's got this beautiful knurling on the handle. I absolutely love the handle. This is the 3-inch version, and we'll talk about that more as I go along. So now let me just damp my face again. There we are. Now I'm just going to add a drop of water to that. So this is my second favourite soap, and like the El Barbaro last week, it is a sweeter soap. I do like the sweeter smelling soaps. Do you know, I've had some great samples sent through the post recently by friends of the channel, and I did a little mail call video and a chat, so you might like to check that out if you haven't already. We're starting to get, I've got cool water tonight in the bowl, not to wear for aftershave. There was no hot water, and it's not quite cold, it's just cool. But I don't mind a cold shave anyway, so it's quite alright. Now just keep adding more water because I'm waiting for the tips of the brush to just separate, and they're just coming together. Well, that's just happening about now. There we are, I think I've got it. Well, I could probably add a little more water to that. There we are, I think that will do very nicely. Oh, there we go, that's the big sigh, the big relax. Do you know, I feel like I've been run over by a truck today, so I'm really looking forward to this shave. Now what I'm going to do is, I've got the B plate in, and I'm going to do B plate on one side, D plate on the other, and then D plate and B plate. Now this, the Karve Shaving Company is a Canadian company, and this one is just a really nice shave. It comes in a number of options. So this one is the 3-inch handle, and it's quite weighty because it's a solid brass handle, and so that comes in at 95 grams and is 83 centimetres. But you also have the option to buy a 3.5-inch handle, which obviously is a little bit heavier. That comes in at 110 grams and is 98 millimetres. And then there is the 4-inch handle, which is 120 grams and is 108 millimeters. So the 4-inch handle, to give you an idea of the size, if you think of a Gillette Super Adjustable 109, that is 109 millimeters. So that will give you a good idea of the size. Now when I first got this, I thought it was quite heavy, even this little 3-inch model. But many of you will know that I'm not very well, and I'm not as strong as I used to be because of that. So for a normal person of, average fitness, I think this will be no problem at all. And I must say that when you pick it up and use it, it feels quite nice in the hand. It feels entirely comfortable. I love this little 3-inch model. Now, the B plate is a little mild for me. It's working very well, but I think I prefer the D plate, which is slightly more aggressive. Now, I'll put the blade gaps for each guard in the description below the video, so you can check it out. But you have the option to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 different plates to get the correct shave that you would like. So they range from AA, which is the mildest, and then through A, B, C, D, E and F. F, of course, being the most aggressive. Now there we go, I'm just going to swap. I don't need to take the blade out. What am I doing? I'm just going to swap from the B to the D to shave on the other side of my face, so I can give you a little comparison between the two. Now that's better. For me, that's better. I should say that there is not a great deal of difference between the two plates. The B plate has a blade gap of 0.73 millimeters and the D has a blade gap of 0.98 millimeters. So that's a difference of 0.25 millimeters, a quarter of a millimeter. But although it is a very small distance or difference between the two, I can definitely feel it in my shave, and I prefer this slightly more aggressive plate. That was nice and easy, wasn't it? It's a lovely shave, it really is. That med prep has been nice, but I think it's last use today, so that's four uses. That's not a bad first pass at all. But at least I've got the right blade in the razor. I shaved the other day on video and I said I was using the Med Prep on its second use, and when I finished I found the Med Prep on the windowsill. So it wasn't quite as I said that time. I was using a Persona blade, but it wasn't the Med Prep. So now, second pass, I'm going to use the D on this side and the B on this side. Now I can feel on both sides with that second application of soap that, you know, I can feel that I'm close. Do you know, I did wonder how a brass razor would slide over the skin. I've not used brass before, and I did think it wouldn't be very good. I don't know why I thought that, that's just what I thought, but no, there's no problem at all. So I'm using a little bit of a Gillette slide going up my jaw there. You know, I'm not going that way, running parallel to the shave. I'm kind of going that way, and it does feel a little easier than going straight against the grain. You know, that was suggested to me the other week, and it's a little technique that I've forgotten about. There we are, so D that side, so we'll swap again so we get an even shave all over. And there's no need to do this, guys, I'm just having a bit of fun and playing. I'd quite like the C blade, the C plate and the D plate. Oh, do you know, second pass with this plate. It's absolutely great. Now that's something to think about, isn't it? Because obviously with the different plates available, you can use this as you would your Rockwell 6S or 6C. It has the interchangeable plates, and I think that would work really well for me, that D plate first pass and this B plate second pass, because it feels really nice this side. Now that wasn't so comfortable, and that's when you know, isn't it, going against the grain, this blade is definitely gone, it's past its best. There we are, second pass with the Christopher Bradley razor made by Chris Kirchen of Karve Shaving Company, and named in part after the gentleman that introduced Chris to DE shaving, apparently, Bradley. So the Christopher Bradley razor. It's an unusual name, isn't it? I quite like it. And that is BBS. It was the other day, it's absolutely BBS. Wow. 2 passes, BBS without trying really. That can't be bad, can it? And I know now that I won't have to have a shave until the day after tomorrow, really. Oh, that's wonderful. just give my brush a little slop, clean it properly in a moment when I've turned the video off. Now, just for tonight, because it's quite late, I'm going to use my usual Nivea, and I'm going to use the post-shave balm. Do you know, I was very kindly lent this razor, and I've really enjoyed the last two shaves with it. My previous shave, I was more comfortable than this one, and that's just purely down to the blade. In terms of my shave, it's a very, very good shave indeed. Very nice. So, that's my shave. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you like what you see, and hopefully I'll see you next time around. Have a good week. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy yourselves. All the best.